Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. And today we're here to talk about Pix'n Love and have some great news. They are having their summer sale, which they're going to have 70% off of their items. So we're going to go over a list of items I got from them over the years. And I really wanted to put this video out because a lot of people ask me, hey Reggie, where do you get this stuff from? You know, it's from companies like this. Now I have links in the description on where you can link to this website at, so you can find some cool stuff for yourself. I don't know what's sold out or what's in stock right now, but hopefully some of the items I have might still be in stock for you guys if you want to pick those up. But they do have their own unique exclusives as well. So Dodo is one of them, and that'll be featured later in this video. But anyways, guys, I guess that's enough talking. Let's get right to it. Alright, so here is Sonic Origins Collection. So as you can see here, it comes with a Genesis case. Unfortunately, there is no game in here, but I'll probably find some replica to put in there, just for whatever. But anyways, this collector's edition comes with a lot of cool stuff. Now I want to go ahead and say this too. This Plus collection does not come with the DLC embedded on the disc. It comes with a code, but the games, the Game Gear games are still not embedded on the disc, unfortunately. So it's better to look at this collection as just the Sonic Origins collection. The Plus is not in there. But anyways, first thing you see here is you see the register card, what number I have here, which I usually don't show, but hey, you guys can look at it anyways. But it comes with art cards that you can see here. Well, art pictures, I would say, not cards. But there's Amy herself. She plays a big role in Sonic CD. There's Tails, of course, Sonic 2, a very popular character. Of course, we got Sonic as well. These things might be pretty cool, like maybe the frame or something like that, but I'm going to keep mine in the box. And of course, there is Knuckles as well. And this also comes with an acrylic art piece of the cover of the game, so that was pretty cool to see. These acrylic art pieces are on point, guys, so if you ever see them out there, definitely pick them up for your favorite game. And then you can see a little bit of different art on the back, like alternate art, I would say. Then, of course, you got the game here itself. And those codes for the Game Gear games, the Plus version, will be inside of here, of course. So those codes go for whatever region you pick this game up for. But anyways, and then under it, you have the art book, which is really big. So this goes over all the art of the original Sonic games, and it's pretty neat. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I know this is going to be controversial, but my favorite Sonic game out of the original trilogy and the Sega CD game is actually Sonic CD. I know it's not the fastest Sonic game out there. It's more of an exploration game, I would say, going back from the past and future. But that game was just really fun to me, and the soundtrack was freaking phenomenal. So that's pretty much everything this collection comes with. I did want a soundtrack with it, but the acrylic art piece actually kind of like cancels that out, so I'm okay with that. And I have every Sonic game soundtrack, so I'm good to go. But you guys let me know what you think about this collection. I know people were disappointed about the Game Gear games, but at least we got the games we really wanted on here. So when I played this collection for the first time, I immediately went for Sonic CD because I love the nostalgia that this game brings to my life. Like I said, it's my favorite Sonic game. It's not the best, but it's my favorite. And you can choose between Japanese and English soundtracks. But I do want to say this, and a lot of people aren't talking about this. When it comes to this collection, if you play Sonic 2, a lot of people don't know that Sonic 2 had a lot of cutout levels. Well, the people that helped bring Sonic CD back to modern platforms, I forgot the guy's name, Kristen, like something, I can't remember his name, but he actually finished one of the levels for Sonic 2, which is Hidden Palace Zone. So if you go to Mystic Ruin Zone, there's a bridge that you drop down, and they actually completed the Hidden Palace Zone, which is really cool, and it has its own unique Robotnik boss. Yeah, I don't call him Eggman, I call him Robotnik, that's because I'm the old school. So, going back to Sonic CD, as you can see the gameplay here, a very fun game, but I do want to let you guys know the games that are included on this collection. You got Sonic 1, the Japanese version in English, of course. Well, there's not really any English dialogue in that game, so the Japanese version is the best version of that game. Then you got Sonic 2, of course, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, and of course, the phenomenal Sonic CD as you're seeing here. All right, so here's the King of Fighters 2002 Collector's Edition. Now, I actually went all out and got the deluxe edition, so I want to skip right to that version. Now, from all the things Pix'n Love has put out, this is probably my favorite because this is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. What's cool about this Collector's Edition is that it actually came with this acrylic art piece of the cover, and when I saw that, I just, man, this was just so outstanding. I mean, you guys have to see this thing in person because it represents what the King of Fighters dream matches were, and it's just I don't even have words to really describe it. It's just so impressive to me, and it's a blessing that I was able to get one of these. And now you guys are seeing my King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match shrine here. This is everything I have related to the game. Made this shrine specifically for this video, and I hope you guys like what you're seeing here. Alright, so as far as gameplay, this is a fighting game, so you guys know what this is coming with. Like I said before, this is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. I don't know if you guys will feel the same about it, but this packaging alone makes this well worth getting, I would say. But now we got to move on to the next game. Now here is everybody's favorite, Blazing Chrome. Yes, Blazing Chrome also came from Pix'n Love with their own collector's edition. Now, what I like about this collector's edition a lot is that it actually comes in kind of like a Super Nintendo box. It's kind of nostalgia of that, I would say. But as you can see here, you got the 2-disc soundtrack, you got the game itself, and of course you get the art book, you get the soundtrack, and you get some art cards. So I think this collection is pretty good for 16-bit collectors out there. One of the main things I was happy this package came with was a soundtrack. And they're not doing the jewel case soundtracks anymore, it seems like, with a lot of these collector's editions. They got the little, like the sleeve that has some art of the game on the cover. So very cool looking. But going into the gameplay, if you haven't played this game, it's pretty much a Contra type game. More so, I would say, Contra hardcore than anything. But it's a game that I think everybody will like. And if you guys remember back a couple years back, me and Jason actually played this live. It was our first time playing this game, I believe. And I think we made it to the second level. I think we did all right for our first time playing. But the game definitely takes some getting used to. But it's a fun game, and it has an easy mode, so you get used to things. So I recommend playing on easy first, and then kind of getting past that, and then playing normal and playing on hard mode. Here is The Last Blade Part 2. Now, I wasn't able to get the deluxe edition for this, but at least I got the collection edition, which I'm happy with. So if you guys don't know, out of all the weapon-based combat games that are 2D, The Last Blade is one of my favorites. Well, probably is my top favorite. I like this over Samurai Shodown. And Part 2 being the best in the series, it is a freaking awesome game. I had to get this collection. So what this comes with, what you can see here, it comes with a soundtrack. Very cool. I love the art on the back. And here are the cards that come with it. These are like for each. They have like art of each character on them, and I think they're pretty cool. I like this type of stuff. Here's the art card for my favorite character, Seminosuke. Man, he is badass. He was the final boss in the first game, and he's back in the second game as a regular character. He's still very powerful though, so don't sleep on him. Here's the art book, very well done. Just Pix'n Love, man. I'm really happy to have their products, man. I'm very impressed with what they put out. One of the things I've always liked about this game is the sense of balance it has. You know, I never felt like characters were too overpowered. I felt like everything was just right. If you like fighting games, you definitely owe it to yourself to play The Last Blade Part 2. You seriously won't regret it. At least, if you fight me, you will. But other than that, you'll be okay. Here's Vengeful Guardian Moonrider Collector's Edition. So this comes with a lot of the stuff that came with Blazing Chrome, but they switched out the cards for an actual poster, so I thought that was pretty cool. But these collections are pretty much the same. And this Moonrider game, man, I really I'm trying to get good at it. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's the controller, but I'm sucking at it right now. So hopefully things will get better for me. Unfortunately, I can only really show you guys some good gameplay. I can only show you guys a trailer because I'm barely getting past the first level right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm usually better at these games, but man, I got to get my skill up. Young Souls Deluxe Edition. Been wanting to talk about this one. This collector's edition came with something that really surprised me, and I'll go into gameplay in a bit here. But I wanted to show you guys all the awesome stuff that came in this package. I was really surprised. Now, after playing this game, I would call it probably a beat 'em up action RPG game. Definitely something I think people will want to look into, but we'll get into that in a bit. But the first thing when you open this is a signed picture from, I think it's from the people who developed the game. I thought that was really nice. They put that in there, so very cool. And then also here, I wasn't expecting this, but there's vinyl here. 2 different soundtracks for each twin, which I thought was great. That really surprised me. So now I got a little bit more to play on my vinyl player. It's crazy how they fit all this stuff in this packaging. It's very impressive how snug it is. It doesn't feel like anything's like pushed in, like mashed in, like a lot of other collections are. I also want to say this for people who are not like sealed collectors. When you get something like this, you want to make sure you take the main game out of the packaging and just like put the packaging up somewhere else. Just have the game out so you can play it. Because one thing I hate is digging back and forth in between this big package like this. You don't want to keep doing that. I like how the art slips off here. I think that's pretty cool how they put that on there. Okay, and the rest of the stuff in here, obviously this is where the game is going to be at. And also this game is available for the Switch as well, so just to let people know that. But here it is here. But also there was a case in here. I feel like it was like a Switch case or something like that. So if I want to get the Switch version, I can put it in there and include it in this collection. If that's what it's for, that's pretty badass as well. But here are some art cards as well. Here is the CD soundtrack. It's kind of funny, a lot of companies don't put them in cases anymore. I think this is a cooler way of doing it now, you know, so they're kind of unique to themselves. Now here's a quick look at the hardcover art book that comes with it. Lots of cool art up in here. You know, I don't know how people feel about art books, but I really like them a lot. You know, it just gives you more lore of the game, stuff they cut out, you know, things like that, you know, extra story. Very cool. And of course, I gotta show you what's inside the case here. You know, it felt pretty heavy, so I figured there was a manual in here. And sure enough, I was right. I know I say this on my channel a lot, but you guys have no idea how cool it is to get a manual that comes with these games. You know, a lot of these companies have went the cheap route, and you know, they're making digital manuals that you put the game in and you can find a manual like that. But this is where it was at. You know, you grab the manual out of the case, then you read it. But anyways, that is pretty much everything that comes in this collection. Here's just a quick look at everything before we go into the gameplay. Definitely really cool. Definitely check out Pix'n Love, guys. I have another item I'll be showing in the video as well from them. But yeah, definitely check out their website, guys. They have a lot of cool stuff for sale. Also, rating this collector's edition from a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give it a solid 9.5. Very impressive. Alright guys, so now it's time for your favorite part. Let's look at some gameplay. So just to do a little small comparison here first, you know, as a beat 'em up game, this game reminds me a little bit of Castle Crashers in the gameplay department. So if you're a fan of that game, I think you'll definitely like this game. But you play as 2 twins. They're living with their guardian and they go to the store. They come back home and something happens pretty much, and they end up going into another world where they're fighting against goblins. And the gameplay in this game is pretty cool because I wasn't doing this at first, but I was kind of like just button mashing. But when you fight, like when enemies do certain types of moves, you have to block or just get out of the way. And when you block certain moves, you counter it and do massive damage. You know, I didn't figure that out until the end because I was just trying to get through one of the levels. The game has a hub pretty much, which is the real world, and you could go like to your house and then you could go to the city and do little errands and you know, just talk with people for like cool events. I pretty much played the game single player, but you can play as both twins pretty much, so you switch between them. Like if one twin's health gets low, you switch to the other one. You can kind of heal a little bit, you know, of the damage they've taken. I'm only on chapter 6, but so far I'm really liking the game. The character dialogue is hilarious between characters, the choices you could make. And just overall, just all the unlockables, I feel like with the moveset, you know, is really impressive. But anyways, guys, let me know how you feel about this one in the comments. Here is Windjammers Collector's Edition with its sequel, Windjammers 2. Legendary sports game that I didn't think I was going to like at first. So what you're seeing in this collection, this is the Frisbee collection. Here's the game itself. The game originally came out on the Neo Geo years ago, but it got really popular again, so happy about that. But here's the soundtrack. I kind of like how they're not doing jewel cases anymore. They're kind of like just doing their own thing, you know. It seems like a cheaper route, but still, I think it works. Now, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the boxes they're using here. It was hard to take the manual out, but still, you have your full color manual here. And also with the game itself, if you go with the single copy of the game, that's the regular edition, it has a manual in there as well. But it's cool that they put this manual in there like it is. I just don't like how that sleeve is there. It seems just kind of weird. But anyways, here are the cards of the characters. Some of you guys that play this game know who these characters are. I played the second game first, which I shouldn't have done. I should have went with the first game because the second game was pretty crazy, but we'll get that in a second. But here's the inside of the case as well, so you know what you're getting. It has a reversible cover. I like the regular cover better, but very cool packaging here, I would say. And here's a close look at everything together, all nice and neat. We're going to look at Windjammers here in a second, but man, I just never thought that this game would pull me in. You know, I thought it was just going to be like some simple, like basic Pong type game, even though you're just throwing frisbees back and forth between each other. But it has that super dodgeball feel to it. So going into the gameplay here, Windjammers is a lot of fun. You know, I didn't like it at first. I thought it was a bit tough, but once I got used to things, it really took off for me. Basically in this game, you want to make sure you know how to counter your enemy pretty much. Now, they'll throw the frisbee at different angles, so you have to be prepared for that. But also, you have to learn each of your opponent's super moves. You have to know how their super moves are angled at you because they'll get you with that stuff. And you have to be careful just to cover your ground pretty much, you know. If you're able to cover your ground, you'll do well. But it could get tough, but not too hard to where you're going to want to quit. You know, it's a lot of fun, and it's just fun to learn this game. Now here's a look at Windjammers 2 Collector's Edition from Pix'n. Now pretty much this is the same as the other one. It comes with a few extra cards, but I just want to show you guys this just in case people want to see it. Inside here it comes with a manual as well. As you can see in the big box too, it has its own manual as well. So I like how they did that, but still I feel the same about these boxes. You know, I just feel like hopefully they'll choose different boxes next time when they do these collector's editions. I just don't like these ones here. They kind of remind me of the limited run ones where they were doing the Neo Geo shock boxes. I wasn't really a fan of those, but still, they're still cool though. Don't get me wrong. It's just I prefer like a Neo Geo shock box type, you know, like a really close to the originals, I would say. All right, so here's everything together. Pretty impressive. You know, Pix'n. I mean, I chose them for a lot of their games, man, because I really like the packaging they put together. They put a lot of heart into their products. And I think it really shows from what you guys have seen so far, you know. But let me know what you guys think about the boxes that they put the Windjammers in. Do you prefer like the Neo Geo boxes, or do you like these boxes better? I'm curious because me personally, I just didn't really like. I don't really like this style of box. It looks good though. Don't get me wrong. But if I had a choice, I would go with the other Neo Geo boxes. And oh, some stuff here I forgot to mention. Comes with an art book too. This Frisbee collection, so you can look at all the art of the games, which is really nice. But now it's time to look at some gameplay of Windjammers Part 2. Now, I played this game first. I really should have played the original game first before I played this one. This game was tough. It beat my ass. And the new mechanics they added from the original game is like, dude, like it takes a bit to learn. It's not crazy hard, but it's just like if you go into this game first before the other one, it's like it can be very difficult. At least it was for me. I don't know if it would be like that for everyone, but it was for me. But it didn't stop me from enjoying this game. And, you know, I prefer, you know, sprite-based graphics, but I understand the art style, why they went this way. You know, sprites are very hard to do, very time-consuming. And the art style they use for this game, I think, is very well done. And I think if you're a fan of the first game, you'll definitely like this one once you get used to the new mechanics.
5 points. 5 points. Excellent game. Next round.
Nefasto's Misadventures. Now, this is the collector's edition, and I want to show you guys what's inside here. You guys voted on what kind of unboxings you like me to do, so we're going to do this slowly with like pulling everything out here. And I actually, you saw the collector's edition cover was a bit different. There's two different variants, but I actually like the regular edition cover on the outside better. So, but yeah, luckily you can switch between them. And then under here, we have, I think this, what is this right here? This is some kind of, yeah, that's the soundtrack. And not in a jewel case, but that's totally fine. That takes up room. And then here's the art book for the game as well. So really cool. Wait, this isn't actually an art book. This is a guidebook that's going to help you play the game. And you will definitely need it because the game can be confusing sometimes, but not in a bad way. And here's a nice poster for you to iron out and put up on your wall. It's hard to talk about this game because it's so weird, but you actually play as a character that's inside a video game that's been corrupted. And you go around kind of like fixing glitches, meeting people, just find out the overall story of how the game got messed up. And you find out a lot about how developers make games. It's actually pretty cool, but very, very weird. And this game plays like I want to say not like a point and click, but more like I guess you could call it like an advanced point and click type game or whatever. You can control your character, but you can only like go to certain spots to activate stuff. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing here, you might want to pick this one up. Samurai Shodown Neo Geo Collection. This was one of the first games I bought at the show, and I had to get it because it was the Pix'n Love version. I love those shock boxes they made, so I had to pick this up. With this collection, I now have both of these games, these collections, on my Switch and the PS4 system. But mainly, I'll be playing this on the PS4, I would say. So, saying that this is the Neo Geo collection of the games, it's gonna pretty much exclude Samurai Shodown 6, which I go back in between that one, between 3 and 6, which are my favorite ones. Right now, it's 3 again because that was the first one I got good at. But going back to these games, man, it brings such nostalgia. I've seen these games as a kid, man. They were brutal, and it took a lot of skill to get good at these games, I wasn't really able to learn the first 2 games because everybody was always playing them, and I never really got a turn on them. And then playing the console versions, it's just a slap in the face. Like, those versions were so nerfed down, it was like, wasn't even worth playing. But 3, nobody was really playing that one, and that's why I started playing it. So I got good at it, and it right now it's my favorite Samurai Shodown game. But this collection is definitely worth getting for any of the games. So if you see it out there, go ahead and pick it up. Here's the King of Fighters 15. This is the Pix'n Love shock box version. And you guys know how I feel about these shock boxes. They are freaking awesome. So before we talk about the gameplay, I want to show you guys, of course, what's inside of the box, pretty much. I feel like companies like Pix'n Love, by making these shock boxes, man, they're keeping the love for the original Neo Geo alive, pretty much. Everybody recognize, well, most people will recognize these shock boxes, I believe, and I just love how they're putting them together. Now, of course, you see the game here. It comes with an art book as well, very detailed, lots of concept art, very cool, very impressive as usual. You expect this type of stuff to come with something like this, which is awesome. Detailed character art, all that good stuff. Now, something like this has got to come with a soundtrack, and it does. And I love the art box of the soundtrack. It has one of the new characters on the cover. It's 2 discs, which is great. It also has one of my favorite songs in there, Burn the Fight. I think that's what it's called. It's the main theme they used for King of the Fighters 14. They brought it back for the grand finale boss fight for this game, which is really cool. Also, I wanted to mention that the Shockbox version at least, comes with reversible art. Now, they have different art for the PS4 version, but this is the PS5 version. It has Terry and Joe Hidashi on the back, which is really cool. And here's like a close-up of it, like flipped around pretty much. I think I'm going to stick with this cover. Terry Bogard has pretty much been my favorite character of the series, even though he needs to change the outfit, but I'm not complaining. Oh, I almost forgot to show you these art cards that came with it. So that's the original cover that you guys have seen, and that's the reversible cover with Terry and Joe Hidashi on the back. And here is one of the alternate covers, I believe, for the Japanese version. I forgot which version. That one right here is for the PS4 version from Pix'n Love. So if you get that Shockbox version, you'll get the art with the reversible art with Mai on the back. So my thoughts on the King of Fighters 15. I actually really like it. I think it's a massive step up over the King of Fighters 14. That game was kind of like the graphics when it came out just weren't that good, and they had to change it over time, and they did a little bit of improvement, but not by much. This game improves the graphics massively. I was very happy with what I saw here. Now, gameplay, music, story, are one of the things I really like about the King of Fighters games. But what really gets me pumped up is characters they add to the new games pretty much. And the character that I like a lot is still not added to the game, unfortunately. Maybe they'll add them through the second patch DLC. I'm not really sure. But overall, I'm happy with this package. So it's definitely something you guys want to pick up if you like fighting games. Now, I went online and I thought I could handle my business. I got beat up hard, so make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you learn all the moves before you go online, like all the counters and all the little tech moves you can do before going online, because that will help you out a lot if you're trying to play a ranked match. I just wanted to win one ranked match, and that guy said, "Nah, man, you can't win nothing." But anyways, guys, definitely pick this up. I'll leave a link for the Pix'n Love if you guys want to pick this up in the description. Definitely something you want to pick up if you're the King of Fighters fan. Here's the Samurai Shodown Neo Geo collection. Nobody should miss out on this. This collection is insane. It would have been nice to have the 3D games on here as well, but hey, I'll take what I could get. Now, the only game that's missing on here that, it shouldn't be included, but I would love to have it included too, is Samurai Shodown 6, but that was made by a different company, so they're just going with the Neo Geo releases here. And what's going to intrigue people mostly about this collection is probably Samurai Shodown 5 Perfect Edition, which has been lost over time. For some reason, it was made, and then they found out about Samurai Shodown 6 and decided to shelve Samurai Shodown Perfect Edition. But now it's finally here, and it has its own story mode, which is pretty cool. Now, I know I'm going to get laughed at for this, but the game I usually go to when I play Samurai Shodown is Samurai Shodown 3. And I believe this is still considered the black sheep of the series. It added some weird gameplay mechanics, but I liked it. And it also omitted a lot of cool characters like Charlotte and a couple others I can't think of right now, but it added some cool new ones. I still think it's a pretty good game, but I think most people are going to go to Samurai Shodown Perfect to try that one out. Here's Donut Dodo. This is a throwback to the 80s era of arcade games, kind of like Donkey Kong and stuff like that. You play as a chef that's trying to get this donut from this crazy looking dodo bird. And the game is pretty challenging, but still at the same time, it is a lot of fun. Now, I think they're going to include a 2-player mode for this soon, so I really want to see how that's going to turn out. It's going to be a lot of chaos, but like chaos in a good way, I would say. But if you haven't seen this game out there, it does have a physical from Pix'n Love, and I believe it's on the Evercade as well. Alright guys, so if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you. These are some of the items I couldn't really include in the video because they were kind of like the same duplicate items. Just the same soundtrack, art book, things like that. Not like exact duplicates, but you guys know what I mean. But if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you guys. Definitely check out Pix'n Love. They're having a summer sale right now, so now is the time to pick a lot of stuff up. I got to remind you guys because you guys probably have already forgotten because this video ended up being longer than I wanted it to be. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you in this video. Thank you for watching The Radical One, and I will see you all later.